Hey y'all, my name is Hannah Riley and I'm going to be teaching you about the endangered species, the chimpanzee. So chimpanzees are pretty cute. They're also very highly social. They are caring and protective of each other. They can be territorial if they are invaded upon. They can live to over 50. Depending on whether they are living in the wild or in captivity. Sometimes what is referred to as captivity is actually a sanctuary for the chimpanzees. So they being held in captivity is sometimes a very good thing for the chimps. It is safer than being in the wild. So chimpanzees are mammalian primates. They have a life cycle similar to that of humans. The mom will carry the baby for about 8 months, and the females will give birth to a single young or sometimes twins every 5 to 6 years. The females can mate multiple times in their life. They usually do about 3 to 4 times. So from birth to 6 months, the baby will cling to its mother's underbelly, and after 6 months, when it's been walking around for a little while with its mom, it will be more exposed to its environment and it will ride on its mother's back. At 3.5 to 4.5 years is the weaning period for the baby chimp, in which it is introduced to nutrients other than its mother's milk. So chimpanzee is reliant on its mother until age 10. It is sexually mature at age 7, but does not reproduce until it's 13 or 14. The lifespan of a chimpanzee is about 30 to 40 years in the wild, and actually it is up to 70 years in captivity. So this is when the captivity of a chimpanzee is actually a sanctuary for it because it is able to survive longer. One example of a very long surviving chimpanzee is Little Mama. She was the oldest known chimpanzee in the world. She was born before World War II, and after the war, she was moved to Lyon County Safari in Palm Beach, Florida, where she lived until she was 79 years old, and she passed away in 2017. Chimpanzees live in Central African forests and savannas. They are mostly found on the treetops. However, of course, they can be found on the ground. They travel on all fours, but they can walk like a human for up to a mile. They will use sticks to fish termites out of ponds as well as other bugs, and they will use bunches of leaves to sop up water to drink. So this is an example of the chimpanzee habitat in Central Africa. They are primarily found in forests because savannas can get very hot, and that is not suitable for a chimpanzee to live in. And so it is also more open sometimes, so it is more susceptible to being hunted. So chimpanzees, while they love bananas, that is not their only diet. They will also eat other fruits. They'll eat nuts, seeds, birds' eggs, and insects as well. Chimpanzees are omnivores. They have a primarily vegetative diet. However, they will hunt for their food. They will hunt for other animals such as antelopes, wild hogs, and in extreme cases, they will hunt other monkeys. Predators of the chimpanzee include leopards and other big hunting cats, as well as large eagles. The eagles usually will hunt the chimpanzee babies. Humans, go figure, are the greatest threat to chimpanzees. And because of the hunting of chimpanzees, chimpanzees are endangered. There are between 172,000 and 299,000 chimpanzees left in the wild. Though they share about 98% of genes with humans, humans are pushing them towards extinction. They originally lived in 25 African countries, but now they have disappeared from 4. So they are left in 21 countries in Africa. Chimpanzees are endangered mostly because of illegal wildlife trade. There is also deforestation, poaching, and mass selling. They are hunted usually for their bushmeat and pelts in China and Africa. They are sometimes part of the diet in Africa, which I think is appalling. Um, they are also endangered because of disease, which adds to the disappearance of the chimpanzees. However, the hunting by humans is the primary reason why they are endangered. So chimpanzees are very important for many reasons. One being that they have powerful poop. Chimpanzees will consume about 100 kilograms of fruit a month, and what goes in must come out. So their poop will be full of fruit seeds, and it is spread throughout forests, and it will aid in the reproduction of numerous plants. Fun fact, certain plants require chimp poop to reproduce because the plants are so symbiotic with chimp poop that they are only able to survive if the seeds have passed through the chimp's digestive system. Chimps and humans are very alike. As I said before, they share 98% of genes. They also share similar desires and emotions, such as the need for power, and they express empathy and trust. They regulate behaviors amongst each other, meaning that they will punish others for misbehaving and reward them for doing well. They have a similar hierarchy as humans do, where there will be an alpha male, and the female will usually be responsible for taking care of the young. They are also able to understand behavior and social interaction, so they are very, very intelligent animals. They are also important because they fight the spread of disease like a champion. When Ebola broke out in 2014, it killed over 11,000 people and a third of the world's chimp population, as well as apes. Chimpanzees since then have been vaccinated against the Ebola disease specifically, but as well as other diseases, in order to help scientists develop treatments. While this is animal testing, it is not inhumane because the treatments will not have negative effects on the animals. The only negative effects that the chimps will have is the virus that they have already been infected with. Chimps are also in the fight against global warming. They maintain biodiversity within their habitats in the African rainforests. And because of this, the carbon dioxide that is produced is locked into the soil instead of rising into the air, which lowers the Earth's temperature. So some of the efforts that are being made for the chimpanzees are monkey sanctuaries such as Save the Chimps, which is located in Fort Pierce, Florida. It is a nonprofit that houses 12 chimpanzee families, which is approximately 240 residents, such as my friend Garfield here. It is a 150-acre sanctuary with 12 islands. Each family is on one of the islands. They are given regular care. They are fed, bathed, played with, and given medical checkups regularly. They were rescued from harsh or inhumane conditions such as research labs, entertainment, and pet trade. The special needs chimps are housed separately because they are needing special care. These chimpanzees are also able to celebrate holidays such as Christmas and New Year's, and they have memorials for chimpanzees who have passed on, as well as workers. the mission for Save the Chimps is simply to provide sanctuary and exemplary care to chimpanzees in need. So what we can do from home to join the cause is through the World Wildlife Fund, which I'm sure many of you have heard of, as well as the Jane Goodall Institute of Canada. These are two very well-known organizations for wildlife care and rescuing. Some of the ways that we can join is through donations, volunteering, campaigning, and just getting the word out for the safety of wildlife. Additionally, there is virtual adoption, of course. It is a symbolic adoption of a chimpanzee where the adoptee will be given a chimpanzee adoption kit, which includes certain items that represent the chimpanzees, as well as some memorabilia from the organization and from photos of chimpanzees that are being housed in sanctuaries. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope you learned a little something about chimpanzees and have been inspired to love monkeys as much as I do.